On today's Smart 7, the junior doctor won't see you now. Could you be a Tower Block Tracy? And lots more. It's Thursday the 15th of June. It's Clean Air Day and happy birthday, Courtney Cox.
The Smart 7. It's news, but
Not the news. Wednesday saw more placards brandished as the summer of strikes continued. Junior doctors started a 72-hour walkout in England to protest at pay and the state of the NHS, which has been struggling with understaffing. The strike's expected to cause major disruption, with potentially 500,000 appointments having to be cancelled. Labour's promised to double the number of medical school places available to 15,000, but Shadow Health Secretary Wes Streeting says it's time for the government to take action now.
The best thing the Prime Minister could do today, given we've already lost more than 500,000 appointments to delays and cancellations, would be to get around the table and negotiate with them.
The junior doctors are looking for a substantial pay rise to bring their pay back to what they say would be 2008 levels, but Health Secretary Steve Barclay says they're asking for too much.
Unfortunately, the junior doctors have refused to move from their demand for 35%. And we need to balance the demands of the NHS with also getting inflation down and growing the economy.
Dr Vivek Trivedi from the British Medical Association says the current pay levels are driving junior doctors out of the profession.
A fair settlement would just be fair pay for doctors. We've lost more than 26% of our pay in real terms over the last 15 years, and that didn't happen overnight, and we're not looking for it to be fixed and reversed overnight. But we need to do something to stop doctors from leaving.
There were some positive economic signs for the UK on Wednesday as new figures suggest the economy grew by 0.2% in April. That's a recovery from a drop of 0.3% in March. But with mortgage rates climbing and inflation remaining stubbornly high, Chancellor of the Exchequer Jeremy Hunt was warning we've a long way to go to get out of the woods.
There is underlying resilience in the British economy, and of course that's positive, but we still have a big issue with inflation. That is the number one challenge we face. We have to do everything we can as a government, as a country, to support the Bank of England in their mission to squeeze inflation out of the system.
It sounds quite calm and adult-like, does Jeremy Hunt. Not quite the same vibe at Prime Minister's Question Time in the Commons, however, where Rishi and Keir were back at it like two kids on their lunch break. Also, Rishi, it's time to move on from Ed Miliband jokes, mate.
Really looks like Labour's offer never changes. It's uncontrolled borrowing and more chaos with Ed Miliband.
There's only one party that broke the economy, and they're sitting right there.
Former President and current Republican frontrunner for 2024 Donald Trump doesn't seem to be the smartest guy in the room a lot of the time, despite what he may think. Fresh from being arrested and charged with 37 criminal counts over his failure to return top-secret documents, he made a rambling speech at his Bedminster club. As usual, there were accusations of a witch hunt, but there are also new arguments from Trump about why he should be seen as innocent. Those claims didn't go down well with the FBI's former general counsel Andrew Wiseman.
When you are charged with the illegal retention, the illegal possession of documents, it is not a good idea to say, hey, you want to know why I took these? Because I could. That is not a defense to that charge. That is an admission to that charge.
But with new polling showing Donald at 53% with Republican voters, a whopping 30% ahead of next best runner Ron DeSantis, what are the chances that he'll manage to get himself re-elected and grant himself a pardon? Well, according to Luke Lewins, the ex-deputy chief of mission at the US Embassy in London, we shouldn't be getting too worried. Heard that before.
I think his chances are quite low. I think he's going to drop out. As these legal charges become more and more evident, his support will decline. But even if he does get the nomination, I think most Americans will vote for Joe Biden and not for Donald Trump.
Ukraine's long-awaited spring offensive appears to be underway, but it's hard to tell how well it's going. Russian President Vladimir Putin, who started to deliver nuclear weapons to neighbouring Belarus, says the Ukrainian counter-offensive is failing, while the assessment from Western officials is that fighting is extremely fierce and progress is difficult. Matters have been complicated as the Ukrainian military have diverted resources to deal with the aftermath of the Kharkova dam collapse. However, Ukrainian ambassador to the UK Vadim Pristaiko says progress is being made.
We are literally gaining ground with our counteroffensive. The progress might not be as spectacular as everybody Ukrainian hoping for right now, but we are probing the defensive lines of Russians. We broke through the first lines. We are getting there.
Still to come on the Smart 7 this morning, bosses face the music and John Hamm gets ready for the morning show.
Right after this. Welcome back.
3,
The unfortunate phrase unwise but not illegal may well become Philip Schofield's most famous catchphrase as the chaos caused by his lying about an affair with a younger colleague continues. ITV bosses were grilled on Wednesday by a Commons committee who had plenty of questions for ITV chief exec Dame Carolyn McCall. One of the questions was whether or not This Morning viewers are referred to internally as tower block traces, but the bigger questions were about how and when the channel found out about Schofield's affair with his This Morning co-worker.
The people that have said they knew would only have heard rumours about it. If any one of the individuals had come to us and said there is evidence, we would have been able to launch a formal investigation.
Implausible as it may seem, there's actually already a TV show about a disgraced presenter forced off a daily TV show because of sexual misconduct. It's called The Morning Show, totally different from This Morning, of course, and season 3 is due to drop any day now on Apple TV+. The show stars Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon, and now joining the cast is original Mad Men star John Hamm. He seemed pretty excited about his new gig.
Very exciting. I was thrilled to get a chance to work not only with Jen Aniston, who I've loved for years and years, but also the incredible cast and crew that they've assembled there. So it was very, very cool to be picked to play in that sandbox for sure.
John Boyega's about to hit Netflix along with Jamie Foxx and Teyonah Parris in a very cool, slightly weird sci-fi comedy mystery. It's called They Cloned Tyrone. 3 unlikely heroes discover there's something really odd going on in their neighbourhood, and it appears to involve Kiefer Sutherland and a bunch of scientists cloning local residents. It's intended as a tribute to 1970s blaxploitation movies, and it looks pretty cool. Catch it on Netflix from July the 21st.
I don't know what that was, but that wasn't me.
Somebody is conducting experiments on us.
It's in chicken.
The shit in everything.
Great track. Come go.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.